It's Saturday night in Denver, and at Pepsi Center, the Avalanche go for their 5th win in a row. Tonight's opponent, the Oilers, have dropped their past 2, but always give the Avs a good game. From lower downtown, get set for Colorado versus Edmonton. And a very pleasant good evening to you. I'm Mike Haynes, along with Peter McNabb, who will be down between the benches tonight. And Peter, for both the Avalanche and the Edmonton Oilers, trying to make a surge to get into that playoff picture, which means it really truly is a big game for both teams tonight.
Yeah, they're both on the outside looking in. But you look at the month of December for both these clubs, Edmonton 6-2, the Avalanche 7-2 in the month, and they're getting close. They're right on the cusp. With a win tonight for Edmonton, they'll pull into a virtual tie for a playoff spot, and the Avalanche will be either 1 or 3 points out with a win tonight. So huge game for both these clubs.
With the Edmonton Oilers, while they have lost their last 2, previous to that, they won 6 in a row, and they've been doing it with a lot of offense. You look at guys like Leon Draisaitl and also Taylor Hall. They're leading the way for the Oilers.
Yeah, Taylor Hall has emerged as a true superstar in the National Hockey League. This is a guy that can fly. He is a great skater. Former first-round pick overall in the National Hockey League. You see 5th in scoring in the National Hockey League right now, and he is spectacular. But one of the real stories is Leon Draisaitl. A couple of years ago, he was the first pick for the Edmonton Oilers, 3rd pick overall in the draft. He started the year in the minors in the American Hockey League. He has been up with the big club now for 23 games. He has 27 points. He may or may not play on that top line as far as that center. He might be on the wing as they're trying to just sort of move some things around. But either way, these 2 guys will have to be stopped if the Avalanche want to win.
Well, for the Avalanche, they've been getting the job done with great goaltending, but of course the defense has been key. You look at guys like Francois Beauchemin, Erik Johnson. They are shutting the other team's top line down. They need to do it tonight against Edmonton.
Yeah, you know, one of the things you have to have, if you're going to win in the NHL, you have to have a top-flight shutdown pair. And for the Avalanche right now, Erik Johnson is the wheelhouse of his career, 27 years old. He is approaching 500 games in the National Hockey League, and his partner, Francois Beauchemin. Mike, when Francois Beauchemin signed for the Colorado Avalanche, this was the plan. This was how this was supposed to work. Every game in preseason, every practice all season, every game during the regular season, they have been a pair. They will eat up over 50 minutes of ice in tonight's game, probably. You know, a situation where they both play over 25 minutes. They have been offensively, they have been good. Defensively, they have been outstanding. They're hard to play against. They're both physical, and they know what their role is with this Colorado Avalanche club. They're the shutdown pair, and they're taking great pride in doing just that.
Well, they've got a chore tonight against this Edmonton Oilers team, but for the Avalanche, they are flying high. They've won 4 games in a row. They're getting the job done. But tonight, for the first time all season, they'll take on the Edmonton Oilers. A lot of history between these 2 teams as they match up again tonight in lower downtown Denver.
I definitely think that was getting me out of the lineup. I think that was a turning point. But I think the guys have been doing a good job of just getting prepared for every game and just making sure that we're ready when the puck drops. And obviously, if you look at the 4 games, we'll be getting that first goal every time, and especially a good first period. So that'll be key tonight.
All right, what else? I don't want you to have to divulge the whole game plan, but what do you think is important for your team to do against Edmonton?
Just compete. I mean, these games before Christmas, it's just important to compete, make sure we take care of business, and we're 2 games below 500 at home, so we take care of this one tonight, and then make sure we take care of the one on Monday after that.
Thank you as always for your time. Have a great game. Thanks, Gabe.
Thanks, buddy.
That's Gabe Landeskog, the captain for the Avalanche. Back to you now, Todd.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. Well, under 500 at home, but 16-16-1 overall for the Avalanche, so that chance to go above 500. They're playing great hockey right now, right around the holiday season. Hey, stuff that stocking with some Avalanche tickets, huh? That's Altitude Game Break. Puck Drop coming up with Mike and Pete.
It'll be a great crowd tonight at Pepsi Center in Denver, Colorado, as the Edmonton Oilers come to town for the first time this season to face the Avs. Let's look at the Ford starting lineup, and Peter, we look at the starting goaltenders tonight. Tell us about it.
Yeah, Anders Nielsen, Mike, when he came out onto the ice, he had to turn sideways to get between the door. He's 6'5", 230 pounds, having a good season for Edmonton. But the story for the Avalanche right now, Semyon Varlamov, Mike, he was only 2nd star last game. He had been the 1st star of the 3 previous games in Colorado.
Well, you know, he gave up a goal, Peter.
Yeah, you know.
He has just been absolutely tremendous for the Avalanche. Semyon Varlamov. Amazing. 5 straight wins for him and 5 goals against during that stretch. Amazing run for Varlamov and the Avalanche. Shot. There's the first stop for Varlamov. It was slow to the net, but he had that pad down and made the save. Back around the boards. Far side. Backhanded behind the net by Teddy Purcell. Scooped up behind the net. Avs have got it. Duchesne. Up the wall. Top line out for the Avs. Duchesne, Landeskog, McKinnon. Flying through center is Duchesne. Going wide. Cuts in. Centers. And it actually went on target. Nielsen had to stop it. And the Oilers get the puck back. This Oilers team lost their last 2. But before that, they had won 6 games in a row. You see Matt Duchesne talking to the linesman.
Mike, I think there's going to be a penalty right here on the Avalanche for too many men. The puck came over just as they were changing. And here's Duchesne, gets the puck, it bounces off the defenseman. And look for Duchesne, Mike, to really be motoring tonight. Only a couple of games remaining before the Christmas break, and he has had a tremendous run. But I believe he goes to the box. The Avs just had a ton of people on the ice.
So he will serve the penalty, Peter. Let's take a look at it, and you can.
It's one of those
situations. Count to 6, then you know you're in trouble.
Yeah, you see that they're coming on the ice, and they're trying to get a little stricter actually around the league with that situation.
That's the 2nd game in a row, Peter, that they've been hit with that penalty. It happened in the 3rd period against the Islanders. Here's a great chance. Goal! Blake Como, breakaway goal, and the Avalanche have done it again. 7 consecutive games with the first goal of the contest, and this time it's Como, 5th of the year, breakaway goal.
And Mike, how good has this pair been for the Colorado Avalanche? Soderberg and Como. I mean, they have the last half dozen or so games, they have been absolutely fantastic for the Avalanche. Como was either earlier in the year, Mike, he had an early goal for the Avalanche, and now for the 20th, is that the 21st time the Colorado Avalanche has scored the first goal in the game? So gets this crowd into it, Mike.
7 games in a row, Peter. Yeah. That they have scored the first goal. And already that quickly, Avalanche gets the goal. And by the way, a short-handed goal, Como's 2nd short-handed goal. And what's remarkable, Peter, that is the very first short-handed goal that Edmonton has given up this season. What a save by Varlamov. Bouncing puck. And it's grabbed out of the corner by Hall. Back to the point. Controlled by Schultz. Slide to the cross. Draisaitl, and then the pass comes back all the way to the high slot. Schultz finds Hall. He leads with 3 power play goals. A couple of shots already on net on this power play, but Como with a short-handed goal. And the puck is dumped down the ice. Here's your Jeep scoring summary. Como, short-handed at 112. Carl Soderberg getting the assist. For Soderberg, his 7th assist of the season. He is quietly, almost, Peter, put up 22 points this season for the Avalanche.
Yeah, he missed some games last year, but he only had 12 assists last year.
Shot! Beautiful save by Varlamov. Boy, has he been good on those point-blank chances. And there was another one that he had to come up big. Loose puck to the near side, smacked and cleared out. Bouncing puck going wide. And cleared away by Nielsen. As the Oilers power play is done. And a weird thing, both teams, Peter, have scored 19 power play goals this year. Both teams have allowed 19 power play goals this year. Strange stat. With the puck at the top of the far circle. Greiber to the corner. With the puck behind the net. Avs get it back. Played off the wall. Out to center ice. Scooped up by McKinnon. Nice pass for Landeskog. Curled to the boards. Shot wide of the net. Banged up high. On the wall. Boschman shoots. And the glove save made by Nielsen.
And here's what we were talking about, Mike. For the Colorado Avalanche, they have been able to really use it. That's a 22nd, I apologize. It ties Chicago and Detroit for the league lead. Earlier in the season, Mike, even if they did get to that first goal, it wasn't leading to victories, but now it is. And there was a great energy right after that goal, because the fans got to see it right from center ice, a complete breakaway, and Como didn't miss.
From behind the net, quick pass by Nikitin. Habs get the puck back, put across for Barry. Center for Holden. Across the red line, dumps the puck in. Comes behind the net, drop there behind the cage. Como reaching for the puck, but the Oilers get it back. Back in around by Schultz for Hall. Off the pass, Draisaitl, what a great pass ahead. Purcell cutting in, he shoots, but look at how far Varlamov is out. Nowhere to shoot for Purcell, and Varlamov makes the big save.
He's using everything. His name, Mike, he's absolutely using everything. He sees that Holden is going to be able to not allow the man to cut into the middle. The only thing he can do is shoot. Look how far he is out away from the crease, Mike. He's got to be 5-7 feet on the other side of the crease.
He just continues to make those 10 bell saves. And the Avs keep that lead of 1-0 on the shorthanded goal by Blake Como. If you joined us late at 1:12, shorthanded. Como, the second shorthanded goal of the season. Avalanche take possession. Tanguay's pass picked up on the fly by Johnson. Poke check as they came over the blue line. Chased the puck down to the corner. Taken back by Johnson. Makes the handoff to Iginla. Shouldered off the puck. Pouliot scoops the puck up. Everly taps the puck to center ice. Nugent Hopkins leads the forwards for Edmonton in minutes played. He's over 20 minutes a game. Pass down low, here's a chance! Save! And the rebound knocked out in front. Nielsen had to stop it again. What an opportunity there for the Avalanche. In the corner, centering try by Iginla gets blocked. Dragged along the boards, tipped back up for Tanguay. Looking to make something happen. Shot, save, rebound, off the post on that chance by Iginla. And he gets hit hard in the corner. Taken down, he popped right back up, chasing the puck, but Pouliot's got it. And he shoots, and he took a hit from McLeod. That's Greiba. He took the hit, and takes another one from McLeod. And another hit in the corner. Boy, the Avalanche hitting some bodies. Back to the point. Get it. Pass tipped wide of the net. What a chance. Back to the point. Shot again by Gennin, but that one went wide. Takes down by Grigorenko. What action. What a shift here for the Avalanche. Great hits. Great scoring chances. Pass gets tipped out to center. Avalanche. Terrific crowd here at Pepsi Center, playing a wonderful first period. They lead it 1-0.
Just talking to the players, Mike, today, they know how important this game is for a couple of reasons. One, they got to keep winning. You look around that Central Division, Dallas won, St. Louis won, Chicago won, Minnie was beaten, Nashville. It just doesn't stop. So you got to keep going if you're the Avalanche. And the other thing is just 2 games before that Christmas break, so they really want to push the pace early tonight.
They move the face-off to the center circle. And after the face-off, controlled by the Avalanche. Barry back to retrieve the puck. Turned out to center ice. McLeod reaching for the puck. Knocked it down. Smacked it in. Wide of Nielsen. Settled the puck. Skipped it behind the net. Rattled around near side. Cut off by McLeod. Reversed it behind the net. Grigorenko. And Schultz. Schultz lost his stick. Gets a little support. And chasing the puck. Comes back to Schultz. Fires a pass and zipped all the way down, but no icing. Oilers change up. And the Avalanche moving to center. Barry. Shifty, moving through center ice. Makes the pass. Landeskog cuts around to the wraparound try, but denied. And the pass up off the boards by Andre. Sekera. Carried in. Shot goes off of the goaltender, Semyon Varlamov. Back to center ice. Put over the line, onside. Duchesne got held up. The shot goes wide from Erik Johnson. He had followed the play and got right to the front of the net. Oh, great pass. Backhanded, beautiful save by Varlamov, robbing Draisaitl. There's your save. That keeps it a 1-0 lead for the Avalanche. Blake Comeau short-handed early, and it's 1-0 Avs.
Back at the Pepsi Center, 1-0. Thanks to Blake Comeau, a shorthanded goal with the head coach Patrick Waugh. It's been electric in here so far. Varley looks sharp. Your thoughts through the first 7?
Yeah, Varley made some great saves. I mean, it's a wide open game right now. I'd like to cut down on the chance against, but I want to keep going at the other end and having our chances. But so far, it's a great game for our fans, no doubt about it.
Thanks, Coach.
Welcome.
Okay, guys, back to you.
All right, thanks very much, Kyle. Gonna face off in the Avalanche zone. 7 shots apiece. As Coach Waugh said, there have been some good scoring chances for both teams. There's another one saved by Varlamov, and the second shot by Pouliot got blocked. Back to the point. Greiba shoots, and the puck sails wide of the net. Bang back behind the cage, thrown out into the crease, and covered by Varlamov for a face-off in the Avs zone.
Well, for Semyon Varlamov, Mike, you talked about it, but since Mike, he was out for those 7 games, and you know he was injured, and you and I watched him work so hard. He's 8-2 since returning November 23rd, and more importantly for the Avalanche, reestablished that confidence, that absolute confidence that he is going to do what he's doing right now every night.
They've added an assist on the shorthanded goal. Comeau from Soderberg added an assist to Erik Johnson, the Avs defenseman, his 6th assist and 11th point of the season. Tyson Barrie dances back behind the net, lobs a pass down the ice and misses, and the Avs are called for icing. Let's take a look at tonight's winning combo presented by Black Jack Pizza.
Well, I think for the Colorado Avalanche, what they really want to do in this hockey game is they want to go after the pressure of the young defense. It's going to be a good defensive core once it gets some experience. Nurse especially is really good, but the same strong start. Well, I erased that and put that one in, Mike. what would normally my key, I erase it. But strong start.
That's right. Hey, 7 games in a row you can do that, Peter. They have to score that first goal. Got off to those strong starts. And they lead this one 1-0. Mitchell cutting in, pulls up, makes the pass in front for Iginla. And it slipped away to the corner. Played up the wall and then carried out to center ice. Korpikoski. And it pushes way by Barrie. Circles the net, throws the puck out in front. Top straight, backhander, save made by Varlamov. And the rebound comes to Mitchell. Skates through, some traffic, over the line, but just a little bit ahead of him was Alex Tanguay, and the play is offside.
Yeah, this line has been together now since Alex Tanguay returned to the lineup for the Colorado Avalanche. Mitchell in the middle. I mean, obviously it's got the experience, but you know what they really want to do, Mike, start putting the puck in the net. And it's been a little bit dry for Iginla and Tanguay to this point. Mitchell has had a game-winning goal in St. Louis, so I think for the Avalanche, this is an important line for them to keep that momentum going.
Soderberg, Martinson, Comeau, along with Johnson and Boschman on the ice. Top line out for the Edmonton Oilers. Puck shot ahead by Darnell Nurse, tipped up into the crowd, out of play.
Yeah, here he is, Mike. This is the guy they're going to build around. He's got, Mike, he's a tremendous athlete, just 20 years old. Darnell Nurse, Mike, and there was thoughts, should he be up here this year? He's played well. He's good. It's going to take some time, but they haven't had a really solid defenseman in a while, and he represents that for these Edmonton Oilers.
And Peter, he is paired up with a veteran, a guy that they signed to a big contract. Now, I want the pronunciation, please, to listen. Andre Sekera is how he wants it pronounced now. It used to be Sekera, but he's the guy, Peter, that they went out and gave a lot of money to sign as a veteran defenseman, really trying to help and work with a young guy like Nurse, right?
Yeah, 6-year contract.
Here's a chance and a save again by Varlamov.
Well, Now, these are the kind of games that we might have come to expect for, Edmonton and Colorado. They're wide open. There's lots of skating. There's lots of hits. Their goaltenders have had to be outstanding for this to just be a 1-0 hockey game and just the one shorthanded goal by Como.
And Varlamov has seen 10 shots already. Peter, it is so fascinating to me. We've watched over the last 3 years these two teams play and how this seems to happen every time the Avalanche and the Oilers get together. It's amazing.
Well, they both like to skate. I mean, all you have to do is go back to Colorado versus Chicago and how the two teams seem to fit together as far as a skating game. And these two seem to have the same thing.
For the Oilers, they have won 6 of the 10 games. The last 10 the Avs have played against the Oilers and went 2-1 against Colorado last season. Zach Redmond moving out to center. The Avalanche have now gone with the same lineup for 4 consecutive games. That's what came off his own player. Put that in front of the net. Puckarinen sent that right in front of the goaltender. Nielsen had to be alert. Back to get the puck. Behind the net is Holden. Duchesne's pass. Tip back to the red line. Shot to center by Greiba. Pass up the wall. Poke checked away. Pouliot held up. Struggled for the puck. Comes free. Nugent Hopkins gets stood up by Holden. Then Pouliot worked it back to the point. Backhanded to the far face-off circle. Poke check by Holden. Gives it back to the Avs. Quick pass out to center. Eludes Duchesne. Slap the other direction for Eberle. Picked up on the wing. Nugent Hopkins. Nice pass, but back-checking beautifully was McKinnon. Into the corner with the puck. Avalanche get it back. Cleared out to center ice. Cutting across is Nurse. His pass got into the skates of the line. And the puck is lifted back into the corner. In the near side with the puck. Grabbed by the Oilers. Centering pass. Tipped away and the Avs move out to center ice. Again, charging down the wing. Puts the puck in front, trying to connect with Alex Tanguay. But the puck slipped away. Slammed out to center. Iginla sends it across the middle circle. Hammered in from center ice by the Avs defenseman, Zach Redmond. Around for Hall. Played back into the circle. Nurse. Lead pass to center. Carried through by Hall. Makes the pass for Draisaitl. Back to Hall. Backhander save made again by Semyon Varlamov. Taylor Hall has had several chances, but there has been Varlamov all night. Let's take a look at who is in the groove. Brought to you as always by Groove Subaru. We look at the last half-dozen games, Peter.
Yeah, that's coming into tonight's game. And both Soderberg and Como have another plus. But what's interesting, Mike, is how that line was formed. The Avalanche lost a game in Minnesota where they didn't play as well as they wanted. Patrick Roy wanted to insert a little bit more size. So he changed the lineup a little bit, and he put Martinson on the left side with Como and Soderberg. And, Mike, it's been fantastic. I mean, it's big, it's physical, it's really good defensively. And as far as an offensive line, they've come up with big goals, big plays, big assists on game-winning goals. They have been terrific for the Avalanche.
That is, Peter, after Martinson had been a healthy scratch for 2 consecutive games.
Absolutely. And Patrick Roy has just been raving about his play over the course of the last half-dozen games.
He's got a game winner against Nashville. Pass up ice for Purcell. His pass intercepted by Johnson. And then Martinson takes a little bump, stays up on his skates. Pass across, tipped by Johnson. Hall bounces back to the point, kicked off the skate. Hall keeps it alive, knocked down, shot save made by Varlamov. Draisaitl with a chance. To Hall, back to Draisaitl. Scooped it to the point, slid across, right at the blue line. Schultz finds Hall. The Oilers moving the puck around, dropped it. The point shot gets tipped. Broken stick. Blake Como after blocking that pass. Puck comes out to center ice. Jordan Eberle spins the puck back to the middle circle. Brandon Davidson. And the shot by Davidson misses the Avalanche net. Picked off by McKinnon. Trying to sprint up the ice. Pouliot held him up. And the puck to the far side and sent into the Avs bench by Darnell Nurse. Coors Light wants to send you to the Stadium Series games at Coors Field between the Avs and the Red Wings. Please tune in to future Avs broadcasts to learn how to win.
Well, Mike, it's one of those situations when the realignment happened a couple of years ago. The Colorado Avalanche and the Edmonton Oilers were no longer in the same division. They had been in the same division, Mike, forever. And, you know, it's been interesting to sort of lose connection with them a little bit and not have that sort of that understanding like we do now for the Central Division team.
They played against each other, a couple playoff series. One was a big upset. Go back to 1998. The Avs had a 3-1 series lead against the Edmonton Oilers and lost the game in 7. Lost the series in 7.
And they scored 1 goal the last 3 games. Curtis Joseph was out of his mind.
We got a whistle. Plays come to a halt. Let's go ringside. Here's Kyle Keefe.
Guys, I was just listening to you talk about the Avs record when they scored the first goal the last 4 games. I talked to Patrick Waugh about that this morning and asked him exactly about that. While he acknowledged that the team is playing well when they scored the first goal of the game, he pointed out, hey, we got Semyon Varlamov as well. This guy's been rock solid, off the charts already tonight. 12 saves and some beauties against that top line for the Oilers.
Thank you, Kyle. Back to get the puck. Matt Hendricks played a little bit of time with the Colorado Avalanche. But whistles around the boards and out of the zone. And to race back into the Edmonton end. Back first to get to it. Nikit turns it around the boards. Have to wave it back towards Nielsen, the Edmonton goaltender. Played it behind the net. Nikit tied up in the corner. The Oilers trying to clear and able to get the puck to center ice. Meanwhile, almost a fight developed. Gadzik wanted to fight McLeod. You can see they're separated by the linesmen, pushed away from each other. Carried in over the line. Korpikoski backhands it wide of the net. Pass to center for Mitchell. Pulls up and waits for the trailer. Barry walks in, he shoots, blocked. It's followed up by Mitchell, then slipped away from him. There's the center. Tesu. Left it back into the corner. There's a big collision behind the net. And the puck held up long enough for a whistle. 1-0 Avalanche. Blake Como with the goal. Time for Did You Know? Presented by Stevenson Automotive. What happened on this date in 1983? Was it Gretzky's 100th point of the season? Bort's first hat trick, or C, Messier's 5-goal game? If you'd like to play, open the Avalanche mobile app and click on Did You Know Trivia. One lucky fan will win a pair of tickets to an upcoming game. Stevenson, 10 great brands, 7 locations. 100 points, Peter, already at this point in the season.
Todd McLellan, like, very interesting. Longtime coach with the San Jose Sharks, has come in, Mike, and apparently just done a fantastic job with this club. There's a structure, there's a defensive system. They still need some players, certainly, but they got Connor McDavid coming back. And sort of interesting, Mike, the next game is against the Maple Leafs, who won tonight against LA 5-0 with Mike Babcock.
It's making a difference, obviously.
Making a difference, but a long time with the Detroit Red Wings, 10 years there. And all of a sudden, 2 of the biggest signings in the offseason were coaches.
And that'll be the next opponent, Peter, for the Avalanche on Monday night. The Toronto Maple Leafs will be in town. Well, this Edmonton Oilers team is coached by Todd McLellan. Right now, they've had the last 7 shots on goal in this game. The Avs, no shots, Peter, in the last 9 minutes and 25 seconds. But they do have the lead. It's 1-0 Colorado. Sekera moves the puck up the wall, out to center ice. Handoff, and Nurse carrying the puck in, puts the brakes on, turns and shoots. Caught and held by Varlamov. Give the gift of hockey this season with the Avalanche Holiday Pack. You can pick any 5 games you want. Pack starting at just $23 per seat per game. You also get to choose an autographed mini stick from select players. Call 303-405-7646. Representatives are standing by right now.
And you can see for the Edmonton Oilers, Mike, you drop McDavid in, Nail Yakupov.
Yeah, those are 2 #1 overall picks that aren't playing tonight.
And, know, and I think they've established they're 9-9-2 in the 20 games since McDavid got hurt. And now, you know, instead of thinking, oh, he's carrying the whole load, no, we can play it. You add him, that's going to be a tremendous difference.
Any idea, Peter, when he is expected to be back and playing?
Yeah, he should be for sure after the All-Star break. I shouldn't say it. They're confident he'll be there after the All-Star game. Maybe a couple of games before the All-Star break.
So late January.
Penalty, Michael.
Certainly by February he'll be back. Well, we do have our
penalty number 67,
penalty
2
on the
minutes for
Edmonton
concealing
Oilers,
the puck.
their first penalty of the game. And the Avalanche get a power play chance with 4:19 left to go in the first period. Here's the penalty.
He puts his hand on top of the puck, Mike, and you know, you can bat the puck, but you cannot sort of, if it disappears under your hand, you're in trouble.
Closing the hand on the puck is the penalty call. So Pouliot in the box. Avalanche with a 1-0 lead. They've scored a short-handed goal. It's been a little while since they've had a shot on net. But now they got a chance to go up 2-0 and take that lead. Here's a chance for Duchesne, and just as he was about to pull the trigger on the shot, got poke checked away. Barry is back for the puck for the Avalanche, working with a man advantage. 19 power play goals for the Avalanche. 5th best power play team in the league at home.
But Mike, you know, they're winning all these games. They've got themselves back into the sort of looking at the playoff picture, and they're 1 for 26 in their last 10 games.
Get it in, floating wide of the net. Nurse tying up with Duchesne in the corner. Puck comes back for Barry, walking along the blue line to McKinnon. Got some room there in the face-off circle. Fed back to Barry. Shot to Tyson Barry with a shot from the blue line. Found its way into the Avs with a power play goal. Lead 2-0 in the first period. Short-handed and a power play goal tonight.
One of the very interesting things about Matt Duchesne's emergence as a bona fide winger is his net presence. Right. He is that guy for the Avalanche that is going in front of the net. He screens the goaltender right here. I'm not sure if he got a piece of that. It didn't appear that way. But either way, like, we always remember him on the wall, driving in behind the net. Now the puck goes back to the point, and all of a sudden there's Matt Duchesne always in front of the net.
Peter, it had been about 10 minutes since they had a shot on net. Well, they made it count, didn't they?
And it covers a couple of bases, gives them a 2-0 lead, and they get a power play goal.
20th power play goal of the season. And the Avalanche lead this game 2-0. There's going to be a penalty on Colorado. Jerome McGinley for a trip. And the Oilers are going on the power play. Tyson Barry, power play goal at 16:49. And here's the replay, Peter, that penalty.
Yeah, he got the feet, down he goes. Kind of an interesting situation. We know Tyson Barry, Mike, was going to have a solid offensive season. He's got now 20 points. Boschman's got 19 points, and he's really put up big numbers for the Avalanche.
Well, that last goal, Barry, from McKinnon and Landeskog. They get the assist, McKinnon and Landeskog do, on the power play. But now it's a power play chance for Edmonton. Well, last time they had the power play, they gave up a shorthanded goal. First time all season they did that. They find themselves trailing 2-0. Late in the period, poke check by Soderberg. Sends the puck back into the Edmonton zone. Schultz go back and get it. Red line, gives to Purcell, over the line with a pass. Nugent Hopkins goes behind the net, slugged around, and Mitchell banked it off the boards. Nugent Hopkins back to get the puck. It's through center, over the line with the Waits, pulls up, pokes a pass down the boards. Broken up by the Avalanche, cleared out by Grigorenko. Nielsen out to meet the puck. Halfway through the penalty on Jerome McGinley. tripping penalty. Called at 17:08. Oilers with the puck in the Avs zone. Holden had it for a moment, comes free. Pouliot swings it back to the point. Sekera. And Pouliot's pass towards Sekera is tipped away by Grigorenko. Still no shots on net on this power play for Edmonton. Carried in wide, the far side by Korpikoski. Fed back to the point. Sekera. Saucers the pass across. Eberle. Cross ice. Back to the point for Sekera. Shoot blocked by Landeskog. And McKinnon starts to sprint. Sekera felt him coming and was able to get to that puck first. Power play done. Avs killed the penalty. Hall swings wide. His pass cut off by Barry. And Barry sprints to center. Pass across for McKinnon. Offside, Colorado. Well, they have special teams tonight. They've killed 2 penalties, scored a power play goal and a shorthanded goal here in the first period.
Yeah, 5-on-5. Edmonton has done a nice job. They've had some good chances. Semyon Varlamov is the reason they don't have, anything on the scoreboard yet. But Mike, this has been the story of the Avalanche. They have been timely in their goals. They haven't been scoring a ton of goals over the course of the last 5 games. No more than 3 in any one game. But Mike, every night it's someone different making a big play.
Knight, Como, and Barry have made the big plays in terms of goal scoring. Avs are up 2-0. Soderberg moves the puck. Draisaitl, quick pass for Hall. Threads a pass through for Nurse. Banked it up off the boards. Blocked off by Boschman. Picked up by Como. Comes in on the backhand. Dodges a pass and a shot by Martinson sailed wide. Dragged to center by Purcell. Backhanded in. Wobbly puck wide of Varlamov. That's icing. But the period has come to an end anyway. What a period for the Avs. Como started off with that shorthanded goal. And Tyson Barrie with the power play goal. And of course you get the goaltending from Semyon Varlamov. Peter made 13 saves in the first period.
Yeah, it was interesting. The Avalanche were thinking that maybe there was going to be an icing. They would get one opportunity. But as you said, Michael, Semyon Varlamov, the formula has been right there for the Avalanche. Semyon Varlamov outstanding. Getting the first game, getting timely goals and scoring. You never know who's going to score for the Avalanche right now. And that's what's really led to this streak they're on.
Varlamov, 13 saves. Several of the sparkling ones. Como and Barrie with the goals, and the Avs lead 2-0. Stay tuned for the Subaru Intermission Report.
DraftKings Sports Break. Todd Romero here in the Altitude Studios. Each and every game, Mark Rockcroft and Kyle Keefe pick their lineups. Here's a list of their players and how they're doing. It's a tightly fought battle. Remember, DraftKings is your home for one-day fantasy sports. Visit DraftKings.com. Let's get you back inside the arena with Mike and Peter for some Avalanche hockey.
All right, thank you so much, Todd. What a game we've got going here. 2-0 lead for the Colorado Avalanche after 1 period of play. Let's take a look at our Lexus on the ice. Peter, as we look back at the first period and all those highlights.
It started early for the Avalanche. They had too many men on the ice, but Blake Como, shorthanded goal, Mike. It came at 1:12. Over the course now, Mike, as we watch the rest of this period, Semyon Varlamov making big save after big save, especially at even strength where he was at his best for the Avalanche. He's just tracking, he's finding, he's reading it. And then the big play by Barrie, it wasn't a big slap shot. He just looked through and found a spot and just nailed it to give the Avalanche that power play goal. And Mike, you look at this Avalanche club now. I mean, all of the players, Tyson Barrie, they've been playing with the lead. This is a club right now, Mike, over the course of the last 260 minutes. That's 4 games plus a period. They've been even for 74 approximately. They have been ahead for 185. So not only they're getting the lead, they're keeping the lead. And now, in all of these games, Mike, they've outscored, last 5 games, they've outscored the opposition 8-1 in the first period.
And they did it, Peter, in that first period. They went over 10 minutes without a shot on net. But then that shot after that period of time was that power play goal from Tyson Barrie. So they're making their shots count. They lead this game 2-0 as we begin our second period of play at Pepsi Center in Denver. Landeskog taken away by the Oilers and carried to center by Purcell, trailed by Hall. Long shot, blocker save made by Varlamov. Bouncing puck to the point. Nurse wheeled it behind the net. Johnson poked it to the corner. McKinnon trying to clear. Shot by Purcell goes high. Around to the point. Nurse flings it around. Cut off in the corner. Draisaitl overskated the puck, and the Avalanche have got it. Out in the center, 3-on-2. McKinnon going on the off wing. He shoots, save, rebound, another save by Nielsen, and he covers the puck. Couple of shots there from Nathan McKinnon.
And Nathan McKinnon, as I said, it's been a while since he scored. Like, one of the things he hasn't been doing, he hasn't been shooting as often as he had earlier in the season. And it's, you know, Mike, you just go through times when, you know, it doesn't seem to be there, that shot. And now all of a sudden, in tonight's game, he's had a couple of real good looks, real good opportunities.
Peter, only 5 shots in the last 5 games for Nathan McKinnon.
And he was on a page, usually 5 games is 15 shots.
Nikitin will take the loose puck behind the Edmonton net. Makes the pass to the corner, gets it right back. And the Oilers looking to break out of their own zone. Nikitin will come out from behind the net. Pass across, shot by Greiber deep into the Avs zone. Stopped behind the net by the goaltender Semyon Varlamov. An outstanding game happening for Varlamov. Nugent Hopkins for Edmonton. Another one of the first overall picks playing for the Edmonton Oilers. Lifted high in the air, it'll drop down. Avs have got it. Como curls to the wall. Handoff goes to Barry. He gives it to Soderberg, who shoots, and the tip sends the puck wide. Oilers moving to center. Nugent Hopkins pass. Got tipped by Soderberg. Maybe it didn't. They're going to call icing on Edmonton.
Up to the Avalanche. They want to come up and be a little bit better. 5-on-5. But watch what Tyson Barrie does. Just up and over, Mike. And again, you know, he has such great puck skills. He and McKinnon do this thing at the start of the warm-up. This is absolutely remarkable. They bounce the puck on their stick for must be 10, 15 times and then pass it to each other in the air. And then the other guy will bounce it back and forth 5 or 10 times. It's just, it really is fun to watch.
You saying you didn't do that in your game warm-up?
With a bucket.
Out to center ice. Oilers 2-on-1 happening. Carried in by Eberle. Stop, shoot, save, rebound, and covered by Varlamov. 2-on-1, and Varlamov snuffed that opportunity.
Well, Eberle, Mike, who's missed some time this year, but he's starting to get his game together. And we have seen over time, Mike, just how gifted he is with the puck. I mean, he has got. I would think on Edmonton, I have not seen Connor McDavid play. He's just got as good a hands as anybody on the Edmonton Oilers. He makes those great plays, great shots.
Going to get it by Varlamov that time. It's still 2-0 Avalanche. Oilers win the faceoff. Shot blocked by Colorado. Mitchell carries to center for the Avalanche. Drops it in behind the net. Davidson. Pass up by, picked off by Mitchell, but then grabbed back in the center by Davidson. Carries to the wing, centers it across. Avs take the puck back. Off the wall to center ice for Tanguay. Into the Oilers zone, dropped it, shot by Redmond, blocker saved by Nielsen. And the Avs chase the puck down. Mitchell gets to it, protects the puck, slides it across. His pass intercepted by Davidson. Davidson again with a puck, stripped from behind by Skilly, who just come onto the ice. Took it away from Davidson, skates all the way in, he shoots, save, made by Nielsen. McLeod looking for the backhand wraparound try. The puck pushed into the center zone by Anton Lander. Long shot, easily stopped by Varlamov. Grigorenko to Skilly. Shifted off the board, can't catch up to the puck. Darnell Nurse directing traffic, makes a long pass to Lander. Shoots the puck into the Avalanche zone as he takes a hit. Barry. Soderberg to Como. And the Avalanche transition quickly. puck wrapped around the boards, cut off by Soderberg, stripped of the puck. Hall receives the pass, he's on the move, into the Avs zone, cuts across, he shoots, and Varlamov reflects that one wide. Then Martinson with another hit. That time was on Hall. Back down the boards. Draisaitl's pass in front for a personal tip by Soderberg. Ripped back around, Draisaitl for Edmonton. Handoff into the corner for Hall. Pass back in front for Purcell, but he was tied up by Soderberg. Behind the net, Hall comes out in front, turns and shoots wide. And the puck launched down the ice by the Avs, who were called for icing.
Zach Redmond, who had a big goal in Chicago, jumps into the play again, and Tanguay just jumps it back, just dumps it off to him. But look at the defensive play right here, Soderberg. I mean, that was a real good scoring opportunity. And you know, Mike, slowly, game after game, he is really starting to put up an impressive season for the Avalanche. You know, you got to remember, you know, he's on a new team, just got traded, and it took him a little while, but he has been as good as anybody the last half dozen games.
22 points for Soderberg. Nugent Hopkins centers, but could not connect with Eberle. Stopped behind the net by Nielsen. 2-0 Avs. First period goal, shorthanded for Blake Comeau. Power play from Tyson Barrie. And Varlamov with 19 saves already in this game. Oilers Eberle tried to make a pretty nifty move there. Hooked it behind him and then tried to spin to get the shot, but couldn't get the shot away. Dropped for Duchesne, broken up by the Oilers. Slugged down the ice. Coming backward is Tyson Barrie. Moves it along. Holden up ice for Landeskog. Waits. Keeps it across the ice for Barrie. Keeps it in the Oilers zone. Korpikoski on him. Traps him in the corner. Sekera trying to move the puck up the wall. Had it blocked. And a hand pass is the reason for the stop in the action here in our second period.
When you look at the 2011 draft class that brought Gabe Landeskog from Colorado Avalanche and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to the Edmonton Oilers. Nugent-Hopkins was actually the #1 pick that year. Landeskog was the #2 pick. And I can remember talking with the scouts. They didn't want to say who they were going to draft. They just said, well, we think we found ourselves a real big, strong guy. Well, you know, Nugent-Hopkins, you know, at that time was just growing into his NHL body, and Gabe Landeskog was just wowing him in junior hockey in Canada. So you kind of got the idea the Avalanche really were looking at him the whole time.
And they're glad they do. Have their captain. Landeskog with an assist on the Barrie goal. Now with 25 points this season. Nugent-Hopkins 23. At center ice, backing up into his own zone, Nate Gennin. Pass out to center. Stepping up is Redmond. And defenseman breaks the stick as he tries to dump the puck in.
That's Mike. That's the stick just snapped, and the part that Redmond wasn't holding went right into the Edmonton Oilers' face. Now watch it right here. Bang! Just slid. Fortunately, he was able to turn away from it. Ooh. There are certain things you expect in a game, Mike. That's not one of them.
No. Erik Johnson has a point tonight. Assisted on the short-handed goal. Sends the puck into the Oilers zone. To the side of the net. For Landeskog. Fed back to the point. McKinnon turns and shoots wide. Duchesne protecting the puck well. Throws to the corner. Still with the puck, Duchesne. Still holding on to it. Wheels it around. And the Oilers take it back. Ball to center. Lost the puck. Tipped in though by Keaton. And Hall gets it back. Centering pass with a skate. Angles out to center. Here's a breakaway chance. And Nielsen can get to it. And the goaltender does. And Landeskog over the line. Onside. Duchesne's pass towards McKinnon. Tip to the corner. Then Keaton. Pass flung up the wall. Duchesne flanked it down. Gives to Martinson for the Avs. And the puck dribbled on net. And it's covered by the Edmonton goaltender. Avs continue to lead in the second period in Denver. It's 2-0. These lucky fans were upgraded from the Ram Trucks fan zone to lower bowl seats courtesy of Ram Trucks. Purchase tickets in section 362 for your chance to win. Upgrade the official truck of your Colorado Avalanche.
Mike, what does Erik Johnson mean to the Colorado Avalanche? Well, in that first period, about 9.5 minutes of ice time. You look at his average, 23-39, and it's been going up a little bit, to be perfectly honest. But he was on the ice for the shorthanded goal, meaning he was the kill in the penalty, and then he's on the ice for the power play goal, so he's on the power play unit. I mean, Mike, he really just has blossomed into an all-round top two defenseman.
He's on the bench right now. The defense out for the Avalanche. Tyson Barrie and Nick Holman. The Avalanche have the line of Como, Soderberg, and Martinson. The Avs with a 2-0 lead as Pouliot carries the puck into the Avalanche zone. Stood up by Barrie. He came down the boards. Back to the point for Schultz. Pass down the slot. Slipped away from Nugent Hopkins. Gave it in the corner to Pouliot. To Eberle. Tapped down in front. Shot. Missed wide by Nugent Hopkins. Between the circles. What a chance he had there. And missed it. Quick pass of Bice for Nugent Hopkins. Pass. Shot. And that one was tipped wide of the net. Back around behind the cage. Well, the Oilers are getting some chances. Center shot. Set. Another chance at a backhand tipped wide of the net. Back up high and a bouncing puck comes out to center. Zekra gets the puck first. Leaves it for Nurse. Pass to center. Slipped away from Hall. Steered to the corner with a stick by Varlamov. Austin pitching down the boards. Up in the air, Tanguay. For the trailer, Mitchell. Coming wide. Back across for Iginla. Kicked it. And it went on net. And then the pass by Draisaitl. Ends up finally coming out to center. Draisaitl's got it to Purcell. Back to Draisaitl. In front for Hall. Nice play by Erik Johnson to break up the pass. Out to center ice. The Keaton. Johnson stepped up. Johnson with a puck. Johnson skates behind the Edmonton net. Pass across. He had Iginla. Zipped wide and carried to center ice. Whipped around the board. Landeskog threads it through for Duchesne to take. Camera to the line, puts the brakes on. Spins down the wall. McKean trying to slow him up. He's all over him. Shot by Duchesne. Another chance and a save made by the goaltender Nielsen. But you see how strong Matt Duchesne is with that puck.
When you watch this, watch the left arm of Matt Duchesne. Look at him. He just puts it up. Keaton's a big guy. I mean, a strong man, and he just one arm, just straight down. I can't tell you how strong you have to be to do that, Mike. I mean, that was really impressive. It's funny, Mike, when things were going at their worst for Matt Duchesne, it was the road where he got his game back together.
Draisaitl for Edmonton. Purcell. Get the puck back by Boschman. The pass comes up the ice all the way back into the Avalanche zone. Como. Round for Boschman. Tipped into the corner. Draisaitl. Side of the net for Hall. Boschman strips him of the puck. Backhanded up. And trying to get it out of the zone. Purcell doing his best to hold it in momentarily. And slugged back across. Hard. Pass. Knocked out of midair by Boschman. Nice looking play. Slammed it around the wall. Oilers get onside. And Boschman clears. All the way down the ice though. No icing. Sekera. Pass. Comes out to center. Redmond. Backing up. Banks it ahead for Duchesne. Gives to McKinnon. Darts in down the wing. Walks right in. Pacheco. Meanwhile, Landeskog went sliding into the Edmonton net, dislodging it, and we've got a whistle and stopping the play. 2-0 Avs in the second period.
Well, Michael, it says NHL's hottest teams, but it could also say NHL's most desperate clubs. All of these teams, Colorado, Calgary, Florida, Edmonton, right at the start of this month, Mike, we're really on the cusp of which way are we going to go? Which way is this season going to go for our team and our franchise? Of course, Calgary made their great run last year, but they were in trouble. And they'd come on with a real nice stretch. They got beaten today, but they'd won 7 in a row. They won 9 in a row at home. The Avalanche 7-2. Florida's fought back into the Eastern Conference playoff picture. Edmonton is with a few points now. So clubs that really needed runs to get themselves going have had them early in December.
Face off in the neutral zone. Mitchell, Nugent Hopkins. And the Avs control the puck after that face-off. Shot across. Holden. Found the puck. It in towards Nielsen. Nurse. Slammed around, and it gets by everybody. And Varlamov quickly out of the net to handle the puck. Gives it to Holden. And Holden looking for the right play to make. Sends it out to center. Tip to the Edmonton blue line. Mitchell scooped up the puck. He's back into his own zone. Gives it to Tyson Barrie. Cross ice for Holden.
Mike, the frantic pace that we saw in that first period has calmed right down. The neutral zone now where the puck is a lot in the second period.
McGinley reaching for the puck, but it bounces out to center right. Nugent Hopkins carrying in. Pouliot down the middle. Shot. And a save by Varlamov. Nugent Hopkins pushed the puck behind the net for Edmonton, but Holden was there. Moves it up the boards. McGinley battling along the wall with Davidson. Avs take possession. Pass to Holden. Lifted to center for Mitchell. Into the zone. Drops the puck in the corner. Schultz got it back to Hendricks. Davidson. Looking up ice. Skipped off of Hendricks. Deep into the Avs zone. Looked it around the glass. Hendricks flanked it down. And go back to the point, but it was cut off by the Avs. Skilling. And then turned and twisted back behind the net to Redmond. Twists again. Twists one more time. Nice couple of moves there from Zach Redmond. Gives himself a little skating room. Skates into the Edmonton zone. Cuts to the boards. Whips a shot to the net. Wraparound try by Skilling. Stopped by Nielsen. What about the pace slowing down, Peter?
Well, Redmond, what a great move he made just to get himself free.
Shot. Blocked. And the puck dribbled wide of the net. Played off the back of the net. Draisaitl center. Shot saved by Varlamov. And the Avs have the puck. And played off the glass, down the ice by McKinnon, as will be called for icing.
We got some tired guys from the ace for the Colorado Avalanche, but I mean, even when he's down on his knees, Mike, he's prepared. Here's Redmond, 1-2. And you see what happens when you lose a forward and you're coming up the ice. All of a sudden, it's an odd man rush for the Avalanche. And Redmond does a nice job. Skilly's open on the far side. Couldn't quite get it to him. But then he worked hard to pick it up and have a pretty good scoring chance.
Taylor Hall centers for Purcell. He shoots in a pad save made by Varlamov. Johnson. Puck down the ice. That'll be another icing call on the Avs. Head over to your local Subway restaurant today and try the steak and cheese sub. It's layers of juicy steak with melted cheese, toasted peppers, and onions. Subway, eat fresh.
And Mike, we have Redmond wasn't able to get off. And so now he's been on for 3 cycles, Mike. 3 different shifts he's been on the ice.
And the Oilers win the faceout. Puck tied up in the corner. That's Redmond with Everly. That do get the puck. Gets in though. Nugent Hopkins bounced it off the boards. Avs got it back. Redmond's still on the ice. He receives the pass. Sends it across the rink for Johnson. Cross ice. Duchesne. Through the face-off circle, gets the shot away. And Nielsen able to cover for a face-off in the Oilers zone.
You look at this, and it just is an impressive number. Francois Beauchemin tied with Zdeno Chara for gentlemen over the age of 35 and ice time per game. And believe me, that is a lot of ice time. When you're in the Western Conference or anywhere in the National Hockey League, I think the East-West thing, Mike, has really started to even itself out. When you're playing that much, because you know there's going to be some games that are out of hand, he's not going to play that much. But it always seems to be over 25.
Years better. Played so well defensively. Chip it in with some key points, including a couple of goals the other night against the New York Islanders. Both the goals scored by Beauchemin were the only goals scored by the Avs in that game. Schultz snaps the puck around the boards. Waiting on the near side. Erik Johnson. And the puck dribbles to center. Draisaitl. Turns, puts the puck ahead for Hall. Cross ice pass, tip to center ice. Duchesne with Landeskog, gives Landeskog to the puck. He winds, he shoots, glove! Save made by Nielsen. Just that quickly, the Avs transition. Landeskog's shot, though, was stopped. Avs still have the lead.
Michael, team defense and attention to detail. That's what the Avalanche have been preaching. And that's what they have been doing over the course of this real solid defensive run that they're on. Little play by McKinnon to get back and help out the back check. Mitchell sacrifices the body right there. McKinnon. Landeskog right there. Sacrifices the body. And then watch Soderberg just play the hands so the man can't get the shot. I mean, Mike, those are the reasons why they're winning games. It's not really, you got to get your goals, but it's the little things in their own zone they're doing so well right now.
And you add in, Peter, look at tonight. Avs are out hitting Edmonton 16-6. Blocks, they lead 13-5 over Edmonton. Those things all add up, don't they?
They really do. Now, they've been blocking shots and hitting all season long. But, you know, it's now they're combining the real solid defensive play. They're playing the 1-3-1 when the other team has the puck in their zone and they're trying to attack the Avalanche. The Avalanche go into that's sort of the diamond 1-3-1. And it's been very effective. You know, they take away the wall, and the defensemen know exactly which way the man's going to come through that offensive zone or the neutral zone.
Shot score! Nick Holden! A shot from the point after the Avs get the puck, following the face-off, and it finds the back of the net for a Holden third of the season, and the Avalanche. That's their second goal from a defenseman from the blue line. That is scored to make it 3-0.
And have the defense been important for the Colorado Avalanche over the course of this run that they're on? Like, they came into this game tonight in the previous 6 games. Previous 6 to this, they had scored in 5 of them with 7 goals. Well, Mike, now it's 7 goals. They got 9 goals over the course of the last 7 games. So they have been huge for the offense for the Avs. But Mike, what happened there again? Get it by the first guy. That wasn't a rocket point. That was just a good snapshot getting that puck through.
Center shoots the puck in as we look at the Kia scoring summary. Holden at 14-26, third goal of the season. John Mitchell, who won the face-off, to get it back to Holden, gets the assist. And for Mitchell, second assist of the season, 9th point this year for John Mitchell. Tanguay with the puck. Johnson shoots. Blocked. Nugent Hopkins passed across. Carried through the neutral zone by Nurse. Shoots on net. Save made. Going for the rebound, but Johnson made sure that wasn't going to happen. Como's pass to center. Slipped away from Martinson. Nurse backhands it in. Lander right up against the boards. The Avs now leading 3-0. They've scored a goal here in the second period to increase their lead. Bothman finds Soderberg off the glass and tipped out of play. Announcing the Holidays on Us sales event from Kia. This winter, take the wheel of a capable Sportage with available fully active all-wheel drive. Hurry into your local Colorado Kia dealer today before the holidays are over.
Taylor Hall's line comes out. Immediately, Johnson Boschman are on the ice for the Colorado Avalanche.
And they've been able to stop Taylor Hall. Certainly, Peter, he has had some chances in this game. He is just, you can really see the evolution of his play, right? I mean, he has really turned into a big-time star.
Oh, Mike, he's one of the superstars in the game of hockey right now.
He's waiting, has the puck, waits, carries the center, past the red line, shoots in, and off the blocker of Varlamov behind the net. Johnson flips the puck to Boschman, back to Johnson. Hall trying to steal the puck away. Good work by Johnson. Hands it off to McKinnon, back to Erik Johnson. Big ass defenseman, flying the puck off the glass to center. Driver to Draisaitl. Pushed ahead by Hendricks into the Avalanche zone. Getting close to 3 minutes remaining in the second period. Nice play by Johnson. He was down on the ice. Just reached and pushed that puck out of danger. Cross-site pass off the boards. Tipped ahead to Mitchell. Tipped back into the Colorado zone. Johnson, Boschman gets the pass. Shoots it down the ice for Tanguay. Head for Mitchell through the circle. Spins. Back towards the point. Holden couldn't hold it in. And dashing after it. Pouliot shoots. But there is Varlamov. Anytime there's any little problem, waiting was Semyon Varlamov to make the save.
And Mike, you know, there's a couple of things. There just are no rebounds. Unless Semyon Varlamov wants that puck to go in the corner and kind of directs it into the corner, he's just swallowing up everything. How many times have we seen that particular play where he catches the puck against his body?
And that's it. That's the end of the play. He has made 25 saves in this game. Nielsen backhanded around and out. No icing. Barry will catch up to the puck between the circles in his own zone. Finds Holden. Up ice for Iginla. And then shoots the puck to the corner. Throw it across to the face-off circle for John Mitchell. Makes the pass for Iginla. To Tanguay. Back to Iginla. Chance. It goes wide. Throws it back out in front. Mitchell's got it again. To the point. Shot by Johnson. Blocked by Hall. And the pass up ice for Hall, but there is Erik Johnson to break it up. Back to the Oiler blue line. Just 90 seconds left to go in the second period. Avalanche lead 3-0. Oilers changing up their forward line. And now Andre Sekera makes the pass across. Cleared back out by the Avalanche. Sekera pass across. Slap to center. Steal made and Hendricks into the Av zone. Coming wide. He shoots to the far side and misses. Rammed around the boards. Hendricks charges at the puck.
Remaining in the period.
Up the wall. Stone pitching in. The puck towards past him. For Bukowski's pass. Picked off. Duchesne quickly up ice. McKinnon. Poke checked away by Davidson. And then McKinnon runs after Davidson. Puck goes into the skates of Draisaitl. Turned over. McKinnon's pass. Intercepted. Holden at the blue line. Couldn't keep it in. And it's offside.
And again for the Avalanche. What comes across in the Iginla, Mike, who had a solid game tonight. He was on the ice, obviously, for Mitchell's face-off win and Holden's goal, but he and Tanguay have had some good opportunities in this game. And there's a pair, Mike, right there. When they get going and they get hot, which you know they'll do over the course of the last part of this season, how valuable that's going to be.
Avalanche win another face-off. They've been the leader in that category in this period. 13-5. Face-offs won for the Avalanche. Over the line. Nikita. Pass intercepted. Soderberg coming back defensively. Made the play. Shoots the puck to center. Good. And Nikitin backhanded deep into the zone. Hall collides in the corner. Splits the puck. Shot by Burstwell. Stopped by Varlamov. Shot down. Another save and a beauty by Varlamov. Robbing Taylor Hall right at the end of the period. And Hall, then, do you see him? He skated by Varlamov and gave him a little tap on the pads.
Oh my goodness, he just flashed out that right leg, Mike, and he knew, Varlamov knew there wasn't much time remaining. And he just sort of stayed on the ground, and Hall came across and just a little pat as this period was ending. But for the Avalanche, again, Mike, get another goal, they build a lead, and all of a sudden they're going into the third period confident. Goaltender's good, and they got a 3-0 lead.
Things looking good for the Avs, who came into this game on a 4-game winning streak, and they are leading after 2. 3-0 as Nick Holden has added the goal, and Varlamov continues to make great saves. Stay tuned for the Toyota intermission report. The Avalanche will take a 3-0 lead to the third period here at Pepsi Center. And one of the real factors tonight has been Francois Beauchemin. In fact, all season, Peter, the way that he really directs things on the ice.
Yeah, the Avalanche have gone to a 1-3-1 defensive neutral zone situation, Mike. And look at Beauchemin will be the guy in the middle, the number 3 gentleman right there. And you see how he's talking to McKinnon. There's the line of the 3 guys. And he just, the whole way he was talking to McKinnon. He's right there, still stay there, now I'm coming back. And then he checks and looks over, and now all of a sudden they force the play the way they want it to go. And all of a sudden Johnson gets it, dumps it off the boards, off the edge. Here's another good look at it right there. Once he looks over, twice he looks over. Like, I was right there, I could hear them talking. He was just absolutely telling us, you stay there. He checks again. Now he's saying, push it over this way. Johnson comes across as a deep man and just dumps it out of the zone. Mike, it is very difficult, but this is one of the things that the players, since the start of camp, have been telling me about Francois Beauchemin. Like, he kind of looks like, you know, a quiet guy, but he's talking all the time on the ice.
We start our third period. Beauchemin is on the ice along with Eric Johnson back on defense. And the Avs top line of Duchesne, Landeskog, and McKinnon. Hall flying, and he shoots and snacks down midair. Goaltender Semyon Varlamov makes another save.
It's interesting. Now, that's during intermission. Kyle had an interview with Eric Johnson. Eric Johnson said getting that third goal was key. Now, no odd man breaks. So let's watch and see if the Avalanche follow his, sort of instructions or what he wants the club to do. No odd man breaks. Don't be that guy that makes a mistake and let Edmonton back into this game.
Hasn't been so good on the face-off in this game. Their best face-off percentage this year was 57% against the Arizona Coyotes. Right now, Peter, they're at almost 63% winning face-offs in this game.
It already led to 1 goal.
Soderberg lost the puck. Nurse cuts across for Edmonton to Draisaitl. He lost it. Shot by Soderberg. Sails up high. Arms around the glass, down the ice.
Mike, was that a nice pass by Johnson? I mean, he's right deep in his own zone for a 2-on-1.
Holden drops it. Landeskog. Taken away by Eberle for Edmonton to Nugent Hopkins. Gave it back to Eberle, going wide. Forced to go back to the boards. Makes the pass to Nugent Hopkins. Shot to the net. Cleared away. McGriver behind the net for Pouliot. Tangles up with Tyson Barrie, and the puck shot out of the zone by the Avalanche. Eric Gryba back to get to the puck. Tries to head out to center. Takes the pass across for Schultz. Shoots it into the Colorado zone. Backhanded up by Redmond. Tanguay. The puck behind the net. Redmond got it again for the Avs. Slapped it around. For the Oilers, keep it alive. Davidson had pinched in. Avs get it back. Behind the net, Mitchell. Fights off a couple of hits. Works the puck to the corner. Again, had it for a moment. Let's get it back. Push to center ice. Iginla to the red line. Shoots the puck in. Whips around. Kagay's pass intercepted. Draisaitl gets it to Taylor Hall. Starts to wind up and head out to center ice with speed to the red line. Puts the puck in. Johnson cut it off. Makes a nice play to get it to Como. He got the goal scoring started tonight with a short-handed goal at 1:12 of the first period. The Avalanche haven't looked back. Added a power play goal later in the period. And a Neefe-Spence goal in the second, lead 3-0. Sekera pass to center ice, handoff to Hall. Going wide. Pass down the slot. Sekera shoots and scores! Andrej Sekera with his 4th goal of the season, clanged it off the bar, and the Oilers get their first goal of the game.
A nice play by Hall. Like, he drove the blue line, got the blue line, stopped, turns, and find Sekera coming in. Number 2 at the bottom of the screen. The Avalanche get caught looking at Taylor Hall. There was 3 of them facing him, and they didn't pick up the defenseman coming up in to join the play. And Hall, what a nice pass. Nice shot, no question about it. Those are the kind of shots it takes to beat Semyon Varlamov right now. But you see the vision of Hall right there. Like he had 7, Hall did 7 shots in the first 2 periods.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. Dynamic player. He did an assist on that goal. Oilers had the puck. Chance in front. Oh, baby. That was close. Back to the point. Driver winds and fires. Juggled, but then caught by Varlamov.
Well, the one thing the Avalanche knew they did not want to do, is sort of sit back and let Edmonton come in waves, because they've got some really talented forwards up front. And once those forwards get the puck, they get the blue line, then all of a sudden you know, as Erik Johnson said, you know that the defensemen are going to be jumping up, adding to the play. The Avalanche will get a chance, but they have to be really sharp at their own blue line.
Edmonton with a 3rd period goal. Close the gap as we show you our Subway scoring summary. Andrej Sekera at 2:58. Taylor Hall, Leon Draisaitl with the assist. Shot save made by Varlamov. Davidson waiting at the blue line. He shoots wide of the net. Up the boards. Schultz hit by McLeod. That allows Grigorenko to move the puck into the Oilers zone. Davidson backboard, stumbled for a moment. McLeod flicks the puck behind the net. Chance for Mitchell. Lost the puck, but bouncing back to the blue line. Johnson snaps the puck around. Person moves the puck to center ice for Draisaitl. Going wide. Into the corner. Centering pass. Broken up by Boschman. Pass near side. Sekera in the slot. Nice play by Iginla. He's got a chance, but the puck is a little too far for him to get to. Back to center. Mitchell rims it around, waiting. Darnell Nurse for Edmonton. Mitchell on the forecheck. Nurse will spin back behind the net. Head up ice. Finds Nugent Hopkins. Shoots it in. Bouncing puck. Gets to the corner. Pass behind the net for Eberle. Being chased by Holden. Squeezed against the boards by Holden. And the puck comes free up in the air. Eberle's got it. Can't get a shot away. Chased by Iginla. Moves the puck behind the net for Pouliot. In the slot. Shot! Wow, what a save! Pass back to the near circle. Pouliot cuts right in. He shoots across. Send it wide. Eberle kicks the puck free. Nugent Hopkins tagged along the backboards. Pass behind the net, waved at by Holden. It comes free. Oilers have got it. Back in the corner for Eberle. For Pouliot. Back behind into the corner. Cut off by Mitchell. Lifts the puck to center. And Nikitin broke it up. There were several great chances there for Edmonton, though.
Yeah, Mike, they're starting to, do a really nice job of including the defensemen in the offensive zone. and the defensemen are jumping up into the play, giving that extra option.
Out to center ice, stretching Schultz will have to reach back into the corner to get to the puck. Shots are now 34-21 in favor of Edmonton. The open ice hit by Como. And the puck to center ice. Backing up into his own zone. Schultz, meanwhile, there's an injury to an Edmonton Oiler player. That is Brandon Davidson.
Yeah, Davidson, the defenseman, like, he was coming up, and from right in front of me, he seems to go in a very awkward way, right against the boards. Just seemed to, have lost his balance. And Mike, it's the funniest thing. There is this sort of this place. It's about 2 or 3 feet from the boards, where, like, you can't get your arms up to protect yourself. He's coming down the ice, and he just, I don't think, Mike, he hit his head. It seemed to be more the left shoulder. As we've said several times, and unfortunately, it's over the years we've seen it so often.
Here, look at his left ankle too.
Maybe, possibly, but the situation is, Mike, the doctors are completely ready for whatever has to happen next.
All right, we'll take a break while they attend to Davidson, with the Avs leading this game 3-1. Let's answer tonight's Did You Know, presented by Stevenson Automotive. We asked earlier what happened on this date in 1983. Can you believe it? Gretzky's 100th point of the season. That's right, 100th point of the season. Congratulations, Jake. You've also qualified to win a car at the end of the season, courtesy of Stevenson Automotive.
Can you imagine that, Mike? 34 games. It was the 34th game of that year for the Edmonton Oilers, and he ended up that game with 101 points. And Mike, when you look at that coming into tonight, there was one club in the National Hockey League. Dallas had 107 goals this year. He had 101 points.
Well, I was going to say, the leading scorer right now, Patrick Kane, doesn't even have half that, right?
Doesn't even have 50. And remember, Kane was on a 26-game scoring streak.
Oilers have scored a goal here in the third period. And Peter, they have had all 7 shots that have gone on net during this third period. Avs have not had a shot on goal.
I had no idea exactly what the injury was for Davidson as he walked by, but you know what? You mentioned his leg injury. He was really favoring his leg, and it was getting a lot of help going off the ice. Here he is, Mike, going off right there. You see he's putting no weight. So I thought with the way he went in, it might be upper, but it seems to be something to do with his legs.
When we saw that replay again, it looked like that left ankle twisted. Shot to the net, save made by Nielsen. Of course, we're just guessing what the injury is, but obviously Davidson needed help getting off the ice. Shot by Landeskog, tipped on net by Duchesne, and Nielsen able to close the pillows to make the save. Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village, Colorado's favorite Lexus dealer, invites you to see the full line of Lexus all-weather drive sedans and luxury utility vehicles. You can visit Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village at I-25 in Bellevue or online. Oilers control the puck. 13 minutes to go in the third. Steal by Tanguay. Is a chance. Good! Jerome McGinley. 598th goal of his career.
This line, Mike, you can feel it tonight. They've pressured the puck. They've been effective all night long. Tanguay keeps it, slides it across. And then again, it just fakes like he's going top shelf, Mike. And watch what he does. You talk about a goal scorer's goal. It looks like he's going top shelf, and he just throws it back through the legs.
What a a game-changing goal there by the Avalanche and Jarome Iginla. Oilers were making things happen. And that was their first shot on net during the period. And they made it count. The Oilers had scored. They made it 3-1. They were really coming after it. But here you see the Subway scoring summary at 7:05. Alex Tanguay assisting on the 598th career goal for Jarome Iginla, making it a 4-1 game. Everly dancing in the corner. Leaves the puck for Pouliot, but stripped away. Tyson Barrie leaves the puck behind the net. Got it back from Holden. Gave it back to Holden. 12 minutes to go in the third. Nick Holden, no rush. Finds Soderberg up the wing. And his pass too far for Como. Avs call up for icing.
Mike, there's always this feeling, Mike, anytime anybody scores, you know, on the bench, everybody's happy. But you can just feel the respect for Jarome Iginla. The fact that, you know, he is indeed that superstar veteran. And a lot of these guys are they're real privileged of playing with him over the course of the last couple of years.
You talk about, Peter, certainly it's a huge goal. The 2-on-1 develops for the Avalanche. Soderberg, shot save made by Nielsen. But Peter, the Avs have had 4 goals in this game. 10 different players have a point for the Avalanche. You're talking about team effort.
That's what this whole
wraparound try by Markson was stopped. Go ahead, Peter. I'm sorry.
No, this whole streak has been built around. The core has been the goaltender. He has absolutely been the key in so many games. But everybody's contributing.
Koski charged the net, and there was Varlamov like a wall. Wouldn't let anything happen. Wouldn't let anything get by him. Shot by Nurse, kicked out by Varlamov. Pass feathered back. Draisaitl. Pass tipped by Landeskog to center. Pass through the middle. Purcell cuts it over the line. Waits, and just as he's about to shoot, tipped from behind by Johnson. Center in the slot. Shot by Schultz. Blocker save made by Varlamov. Oh, man. He is something else. Out at center, Draisaitl. Poke checked away from him by Landeskog.
Nice regroup by Erik Johnson right there. Real nice move at the blue line by Purcell, but he was able to get back and stop him from having that point-blank shot.
Push to the corner. Redmond after it. Quick pass for Grigorenko. Backhanded to center. Waved away. McLeod with some pressure. And the giveaway. Turnover. Shot. Whistled wide from Jack Skilling. Back behind the net and around to the far side. Grigorenko. His pass. Shot by Skilling. Misses. Up the boards. Kept in play by Gennon in the Edmonton zone. Pass to center. Lander through the middle. Carried in onside. Nikitin pass for the trailer. Sekerin's got the goal for Edmonton. Lost it. Deal made by Skilling. Pass over the line for Tanguay. Pass in front. And it jumped over the stick of Grigorenko. Nugent Hopkins passed through the middle. Overskated by Pouliot. Coming back, Grigorenko. Shoots. Goes wide and high and actually goes up out of play. Jarome Iginla, a future Hall of Famer. This made it 4-1.
Well, there it is, Michael. 2 away. What a great Christmas that would be if he could get another one tonight and then one against Toronto, because they're going to have the whole Toronto contingent is going to be here for that game on Monday night. It's going across Canada, you know, all the places. It's going to be quite a night.
Well, you see that Yari Curry is the next player, 601. He scored his 600th in an Avalanche uniform. Shot. It's tipped wide of the net. Face to the corner. Backhanded up the boards. Nurse couldn't keep it in play. Tries again. Tanguay's pass got tipped. Gets it back from Mitchell. Charging out the center. Well, that goal by Ginla, Peter, really changed the game, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because Edmonton was coming on like gangbusters.
The energy just shifted immediately. There was sort of the Avalanche going, okay, gentlemen, that's the one we need. And Edmonton's going, oh, yeah, we're going to get 4 against this guy next.
Not a chance. He makes yet another save. There were 3 Oiler players around him, but Varlamov makes the save. Coors Light wants to send you to the Stadium Series games at Coors Field between the Avs and Red Wings. Tune into future Avs broadcasts to learn how to win.
One player, Mike, you got to keep an eye on for Edmonton. I've been so impressed, again, as I have so many times. Hall just doesn't quit. I mean, he is just, all game long. So you just want to make sure you tie him up.
Well, he just has the puck after a win on the faceoff by Edmonton. Gets it back on the pass. Up the boards. Back up high with a sharp pass. Dribbled away from Nikitin. Duchesne got Landeskog, and Nikitin broke up the pass. Oilers right now down to 5 defensemen, with Davidson having been injured earlier in this period. Landeskog, Boschman, shot blocked in front of the net. Played to Purcell, quick pass, and Hall. Snaps the pass up the wing. Draisaitl slips the check, and the big heavy hit by Johnson. Pouliot plays it back to the point. Shot blocked in front of the net by Boschman. Quickly up ice for McKinnon. Pouliot ran down the puck. Quick pass up ice for Eberle. Hooked it around as he went down to the ice. Nugent Hopkins for Edmonton. Dropped the puck in the corner to Pouliot. Got a man in front, but mishandled by the defenseman Greiba. And the Avs have a 3-on-1. Como shot missed on the short side. Pouliot for Edmonton. Now it's 3-on-2 the other way. And Nurse couldn't hold on to the puck. He'll chase behind the net. Pokes it to the corner. Got it. Loses it. At the blue line. Shot line to the corner. Shot goes off the barrier and wide. Schultz with the puck. Quick pass of ice. Shot by Korpikoski. Stopped by Varlamov. That's now 40 shots on net for the Oilers. 39 saves for Varlamov. Redmond shoots. And it sails wide. Around the glass. Into the corner behind the net.
Like the Avs defensemen, very active in this game. Redmond's had a couple of great rushes.
Yes, and gotten a couple of goals from defensemen. Barry has scored. Holden has scored. They have less than 6 minutes to go in the game. The Avalanche in control. This one leading 4-1. Up ice for Ginla. Chopping at it. Back to center. Teed up and hammered around the boards by Boschman. Pass in front of the net. Then coming wide. Cross ice pass. Oilers into the Colorado zone. Keaton trying to push the puck, but the puck had gone out of play. 4-1 Colorado in the third. Time for the Audi game recap. First period, just as folks were settling in, a breakaway shorthanded goal by Blake Como. Later, power play goal from Tyson Barrie. 2-0 Avs to the second period. Win on the faceoff by Mitchell. Holden sends it through everybody and into the back of the net for his third of the year. So the Avs take a 3-0 lead in the third. But Oilers make a little game of it. Sekera with his 4th of the season until Ginla slammed the door on the effort of the Edmonton Oilers, getting his 598th career goal. And that took the life out of the Edmonton Oilers here in the third period. Now it's just a matter of time. The Avalanche lead this one 4-1. Even though the Oilers have had 40 shots on net, Varlamov has been spectacular. This is the 5th time this season that an Avs opponent has had at least 40 shots on net. 5th time. Back backhanded towards the near side. Last time was in St. Louis, and Varlamov was beyond spectacular that night. As the Avalanche beat the Blues 2-1. And leading this one 4-1.
And the Avalanche is rolling 4 lines right now, 6 defensemen in control at this point.
One more game to go before the Christmas break. They'll play Toronto on Monday. And then they got some time off. They don't go back to a game until the 27th here at home against Arizona. So the Avalanche on their way to their 5th consecutive win, and increasing their season-long total of consecutive victories. 4 minutes left to go in this one. Gryba for Edmonton. Everly cuts in, pass just missed. Lander going to the front of the net. It's going to be interesting, though, Peter, to watch as Edmonton gets some of their guys back. McDavid, Yakupov, Klefbom also player missing, and Skilly cuts in. He shoots, it's goal! Jack Skilly takes it 5-1 with his 4th goal of the season. A little icing on the cake, and the Avalanche are running away with this one.
Now, Mike, you look at the scoring now. We've got some defensemen involved in the scoring, and each line, when you look at it, McKinnon's line was involved, Mike, in the power play goal. Mitchell's line has had a couple of, Ginla scored. Soderberg and Como combined for the shorthanded goal to start the scoring, and now Skilly. So all 4 lines, Mike, involved in the scoring tonight and the defense.
Well, the assist going to McLeod and Bering. So by my totals, Peter, that's 12 different players with a point tonight for the Avalanche. 12 different players.
Yeah,
great team effort.
It really is. And you look at the, should it go the way it is right now, Mike? The last 5 games, that's 300 minutes of hockey, because none of the games have gone into overtime. 300 minutes of hockey. The Avalanche have been tied for 74. They've been up for, Mike, well over 200 minutes, 226 minutes. They have been ahead, and they've just kept the lead.
Out of the corner. Puck worked free behind the net. Skinner trips up. Hendricks, who gets right back up onto his skates. Pins it in down the board. Sekera. Pass in front and a tip by Hendricks, sends the puck wide of the net. Shot wide into the corner. Skilly takes away the puck, pushes out to center. Pass across for Schultz. Lifts it down the near side. Well, Draisaitl. Handoff to Purcell. Back to Draisaitl. He gives it to Everly. Back up high. Or excuse me, it was Schultz who had the puck. And the Avs counter down the wing. Again, pass in front, cut off by the goaltender, and he'll stop it for a face-off.
Well, you look at the points by the defensemen in the National Hockey League in the last 3 years at even strength, and one of the things that we talked about, the Avalanche power play hasn't been that great this year, but like this is some of the best in the league. Carlson's won a couple of Norris trophies. Subban's won a Norris trophy. Burns has emerged as an outstanding defenseman for San Jose, and there he is right there. Anytime you're putting out numbers for points for defensemen, Barry's name always, appears on that list.
Bouncing puck pushed to the corner by Nielsen. Adds up 5-1. Make it 5 games in a row with a victory. Tanguay in the slot, coming down. Barry, shot stopped by Nielsen.
Now this is interesting. As Barry walks in, I'm wondering to myself, did he see Iginla was right in there and tried to bounce it off? And now watch Iginla be in there. Watch Iginla in the play. Now look at Tyson Barrie. You know, it sort of flipped on him a little bit, but Iginla again, you know, the Avalanche have done a nice job in front of Nielsen.
Gilly dangling along the near side, dragged down to the ice. Oilers come back after the puck, pushed off the boards, and dumped down the ice. Back into the Edmonton zone. Sekera chasing. So, Peter, we know that Nashville has lost tonight. So the Avalanche with a win, you're now 1 point behind the Nashville Predators for that last wild card spot, right? Oh, excuse me, Nashville won their game. Excuse me, Peter.
Yeah.
Nashville just told us the other way around. Nashville won, so you'll stay pace with Nashville.
Well, but, you know, just to show you the Central Division. Dallas wins today, St. Louis wins today, Chicago wins today, Nashville beats Minnesota. So, you know, and then now the Colorado Avalanche are going to win.
Into the corner, Como running clear. Last 10 seconds of this game. Great crowd here on the Saturday night, on their feet. Boy, are they loving it. The Avalanche winners of 5 in a row, staying in that Central Division race. With a great victory. Varlamov was outstanding with 39 saves tonight. Tyson Barrie had the game winner. Jarome Iginla with his 598th career victory. Lots of real highlights tonight, Peter. Lots of great things to talk about.
Yeah, there really was. Congratulations. Thank you very much. You bet. You take it. When I get here, I get to see you guys.
So the Avalanche congratulating Semyon Varlamov, who gets his 12th victory of the year. The Avalanche as a team go above 500. Now it's 17-16-1, get to 35 points. And what a night here at Pepsi Center. This now has become a place here at Pepsi Center. They wanted to turn things around and start getting some wins on home ice and make this a tough place for opponents to come into. And they're doing that right now.
Absolutely they are, Michael. You can see right there. That's Francois Beauchemin. He knows that things are starting to get better in this building. They're 1 game away from being 500 here at home. And Beauchemin and Johnson, we talked about from the start of the show, what a great job they did in tonight's game. But I don't think you could go down the list and find anybody that didn't have a good game.
All right, let's listen in. Here's the announcement for tonight's 3 stars of the game.
For tonight's 3 stars of the game, presented by Bud Light. Tonight's 3rd star from the Avalanche, scoring his 5th goal of the season, number 14, Blake Comeau. Tonight's 2nd star from the Avalanche with 2 assists tonight, number 4, Tyson Barrie. And tonight's 1st star with 39 saves and the win, number 1, Semyon Varlamov. The number 1 star is with Kyle Keefe.
Thanks, guys. Varley, when you hear the chants, Varley, 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 you know things are going your way.
And I like that. Thank you.
Right now, You are 9-2 in your last 11 starts. It's so important to win games here on home ice. Talk about this little stretch here where you guys have found some magic.
Yeah, it's very important. We've been starting the season pretty slow, and then right now it's time to come back, you know. And then I think, we win a couple games in a row, and it's big before the Christmas.
We know it's a team game, 12 different players with points here tonight. How important is that moving forward with Toronto coming in on Monday?
It's important when your offensive line going, you know. It's nice to see when the guys score lots of goals. And then I think we play a solid game. We scored first again. And then, like I said before, play so much better when we score first.
Safe to say you are the man, Varley. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
There you go, Semyon Varlamov. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Semyon Varlamov. Just another night at the office. 39 saves, and the Avalanche get the 5-1 win. Next up, the Avs will play the Toronto Maple Leafs on Monday, and we'll start our coverage at 6:30. So for the Avalanche, great win, 5-1 over the Edmonton Oilers. Stay tuned for the AutoNation Locker Room Report.